I'm on a mission to make Minecraft servers fun again, so I started a public Minecraft server with a border, griefing, and PvP enabled. I thought this would be kinda bland, so I added one more thing before launch: a currency. One of the most important things for a Minecraft server, but something that's really hard to get right. Nonetheless, I thought I absolutely cooked when I determined that the currency would be a farming output like wheat. But instead, almost everyone has told me that wheat is the absolute worst currency ever. No one cares about it because by itself, it's not valuable like diamonds or other ores. It's theoretically too easy to get, and also it's prone to inflation since you can just keep on growing it. These are all great points, but some people even said that they refuse to use wheat as the currency. They'll just use something else, which is totally fine. People conduct trade without the official government currency all the time, but as a member of the server's government, I wouldn't recommend that. See, the way currency works, essentially anything could be the official currency. Of course, as long as the government values it. It could be diamonds, gold, bricks, wheat, even cut, chiseled, oxidized, waxed copper stairs. I mean, heck, a printed piece of paper is the currency in most countries. It doesn't really matter if it feels valuable like a diamond or gold. What really matters is the stability and trust of the currency, as well as in the context of Minecraft, the means of getting the currency. So let's talk about why farming outputs like wheat are just better. The first and most important reason is control. The government needs some way to determine how much currency is in circulation and adjust for things like inflation. With something like diamonds or other ores, it's already in the land and it would be kind of awkward to add or remove ores. Plus, in a bordered world, there's a finite amount of these resources, which sounds good, but not really for a resource that's critical for crafting or on a server where people will quit and take their diamonds with them. On the other hand, it's way easier to add economic levers to control farm outputs like wheat. We could turn off bone meal on wheat to disable instant growth. We could make it so that wheat only grows in sunlight. Or heck, we could even create a drought to stop growth altogether if we find out there's too much of the currency, just like how the government controls the weather in real life. It's also super easy to add wheat to the economy by just letting people grow wheat, or potentially even re-enabling bone meal if for some reason the total amount of wheat gets too low. To me, this makes wheat a viable currency, which means we can talk about how the means of getting this currency influences the server. First, it forces people to settle down in order to farm. Everyone can't just aimlessly run around mining diamonds or killing creepers, like on some servers out there where these products are the currency. Instead, with wheat as the currency, you kind of have to settle down and build some sort of base and get your shovels, hoes, seeds, and start farming. Altogether, I think settlement is good on a lot of servers, and overall enhances the world that we live in. It's especially interesting on a bordered, anarchy-like server like raid farms, where land is limited and your base might get blown up, because theoretically you could expand your base and grow more wheat, but then your base becomes a bigger target for attackers, which is more risky. Wheat as the currency also requires players to be patient. In general, it's just gonna take time to get rich, since you gotta wait for your wheat to grow. Now this opens another dimension on chaotic servers like raid farms, because you also gotta protect your wheat during this time. However, as we all know, sometimes it's hard to be patient. So of course you could leave your base unprotected and scavenge the world for wheat in an attempt to raid someone's stash and instantly get rich. Altogether, this is really the core aspect of raid farms. You either farm or you raid. But in the end, even if you do get rich, the currency only matters if the government gives it value. And this is the biggest issue on raid farms right now, and probably explains a lot of the backlash about wheat. The government doesn't value it, and there's no way for anyone to use their wheat. So of course the players aren't going to value wheat or trade wheat if it's all just an imaginary currency. This is a major issue and is really irresponsible by the raid farm's government, where this government could be helping people in exchange for the wheat. But anyways, that's a topic for another video. For now, remember that anything could be a currency as long as the government values it. But wheat and other farming outputs are top tier currencies because they're easier to economically control, they inspire people to settle down, build a base, and enrich the world, and it requires patience and prevents too many players from getting instantly rich. Most importantly, we're going to be testing wheat as a currency on mc.raidfarms.com, which is a brand new Minecraft server with a border, griefing, and PvP enabled, and that I'm constantly evolving in order to make Minecraft servers fun again. So if you haven't already, go ahead and smash that subscribe button to follow along as I evolve the server and talk about more things like this. The server IP is also going to be linked below, and hopefully I'll see you there.